All right, welcome back. Right now we have Gardenista Jax. She is India Murrow. She is joining us here this morning because if you are sitting at home right now and you're wondering what you should be doing, adding plants to your house always just gives you a pop of life, right?
It sure does. It brings life to your life. Yes. So let's talk about making orchid kokedama today.
Okay.
Kokedama just means moss ball. So what we're going to do is we're going to prepare the orchid for putting the moss around the base of it. And it sounds funny, but we're actually going to take off some of that moss because one of the main reasons people's orchids die is because it's not healthy at the root system. So we're taking off the moss, and let's just say we did this at our own home, and we're going to inspect for any sort of black pieces on the roots. These are pretty healthy, so you might not find any on yours. Oh, I lied. Here we go. There's a little unhealthy piece right there on the orchid. What I'd like you to do is taking those scissors, you're going to go ahead and either pull it off or cut it off. That would be a great idea. Keep this in mind for a practice in your own home. If you've got something wrong with your orchid, it could be the roots. So if you take off the moss and cut off the bad parts of the roots,
You're taking all of this off?
you do. So you technically could take it all off and just expose the roots. It looks a little aggressive, but I promise they don't mind. If you were to see some of these in their native environment in the rainforest, you would notice it's just all roots just attached to the branches of a tree. It's really kind of fascinating. So let's pretend for the purpose of TV that we've gotten most of the moss off. Funny enough, after we clip off all the roots, we're going to add back some new fresh moss. Because again, what could be wrong is at the roots. So if we start all over again with some fresh, this is orchid moss that you could use, yes, or that's sheet moss. So let's go ahead and show the two different types. This was the orchid moss, it was already in, or you're about to use sheet moss. So going ahead and grabbing the root system of your plant, we're making kokedama, which means moss ball, right? So guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna make a moss ball. So I'm gonna take the moss, I'm gonna put it around the base, and I'm gonna work with my existing kind of hand hold and keep it all in one hand. I've noticed is the easiest way to do it. And then I'm gonna keep building moss around the base of it. Look, you did do it right already. Look, see, yours is easier. It already looks like a ball.
Yeah, you knew what you were doing.
Isn't it perfect? Now you have to hold all of that together. So it's easy. You can get yourself some twine, some string, some fishing line, whatever you want it to look like. Let's say you don't want it to look like anything. That fishing line would be easier and you wouldn't see it that way. Or just keep holding and then kind of wrap it like it's Christmas lights. Just wrap around the top. You got lucky in the way that you have your bottom already enclosed. Sometimes you need to go around the bottom to make it all hold on, but you've done it pretty much perfectly. And then the final product will look something more like this. So you can tuck in the bottom of the string, and again, you could be real specific and you could tie it where it looks real pretty at the base if you wanted. You get to do it how you want, right? But long story short, you would then set that in a little dish or a bowl and it would drink up water from the bottom to take care of it.
What's the biggest mistake folks make when handling orchids? Because this is a pretty plant and you get it as a gift, but it just dies like within the first 3 days.
Yes, I would actually blame it on marketing. I would say that advice of putting ice on your orchids is the biggest thing people do wrong. Orchids have never seen ice in the rainforest. So keep in mind their natural environment where they grow on the side of trees and try to replicate that with just a little bit of water and indirect light. Perhaps not in that really, really, really sunny, hot window of Florida, and you'll have more success.
India, you also do other things too. You do the portraits as well. Let's just take a look at some of the pictures that we have. What's this potted plant?
So that is an anthurium, and we've got peace lilies, and I'm showing those different arrangements that I make. I do a lot of custom orders for customers. So I'm what I call a plant decorator or a plant stylist. That's everything from landscaping to arrangements to living my past life as a high school teacher hosting these kind of workshops.
That's incredible. So the thing that I like is when, you know, you get with your girls or even the guys get together, they're always looking for something different to do. You know, sometimes people do, I know this is Florida, you get tired of going to the beach, so you want to do something else. This is the thing that you want to do.
Absolutely. So this is why I started hosting the workshop. So I do private workshops where I can come to you and bring an activity like this to you, or you can come to me where I have them already scheduled. At least one a month are happening in the Ponte Vedra Beach location and also in Jacksonville Beach.
About how long does this actually take when you do book a class with you?
When I book a class with me, it's about, you mean like the whole process of creating the orchid? 20 minutes. minutes, 30 minutes. But the fun part, the other 30 minutes, is the socializing and the getting to know other women while you're putting these things together. So I always say, let's learn and grow together.
All right, so I like a pop of color. I want to add a little bit more to this. How can we do that?
I love it. So this is reindeer moss you have over next to you. Reindeer moss is already preserved, so you don't need to worry about keeping it alive with any water. So go ahead and pop that wherever you want, maybe at the top, and create some extra additions. Some people will put it underneath the, let's just see here, put it underneath the little string here to give it a little bit of color around the base of the orchid ball if you want to give it some more life.
I like this green.
You like that? Isn't that
so
a pretty color?
Yes, it is.
Yes. And then the other fun thing is you can add these butterflies. The fun little butterflies really give a little something to it. So you can take a butterfly stake and just stick it in and call it good. It's just super easy breezy, beautiful. Open her up like she's flying and she's party.
All right, Andy, if anyone's interested in booking with you and finding you today too as well, how can they go about doing that?
GardenistaJax.com. So think fashionista, or that makes me the Gardenista.
All right, thanks again. You always do such a great job when you come on. You brighten up our day. Folks at home, look at this. Just rate it 1 through 10. I hope Rich and Ryan love this.
They will.